Hi, boys and girls. Today we're doing Chapter 1, Lesson 4, Rounding to the Nearest 10. Our learning intention is that I am learning to round to the nearest 10 so that I can estimate and decide if my answers in math are reasonable. You will want to be able to do this in your job as well as when you do higher math. So we'll be doing pages, no we won't, now we will. We'll be doing pages 29, 30, and 31. And I will be referring to my lesson videos that I posted with this video. So please make sure you're familiar with what's in there. If you're not, go back and watch them first and then join me back here at this spot. Okay, so let's get started with page 29. So when you round numbers, you change the value of the Let's try that again. Read more slowly, Mrs. Nettlehurst, so everyone can understand you. Okay, when you round, you change the value of a number to one that is easier to work with. So instead of working with 284, you work with 300. Okay, so example number 1. There are 32 people in line ahead of Cassandra to buy popcorn. About how many people is that? Round to the nearest 10. Now the key word here is about. When you see the words about how many, you're going to think to yourself, I don't need to know the exact number, not how many people, but about how many. You'll do this when you're party planning, like your birthday party when you get older, if you have an event to plan. I love to plan events. And so you have to estimate everything because you don't know exactly how much people are going to eat, drink, or how long they're going to stay, etc. So it's all about estimation. So estimation is telling about how much of something. Okay, so we're going to use a place value chart. First, we're going to circle the number to be rounded. So we put 2 in the ones place, and I'm switching markers. Let's see, they already used red, they used blue, we got a lot of green. Let's see, let's pick another color here. How about my favorite, purple? Okay. So first we write the digit to be rounded. So we have the number 32, so 2 goes in the ones place, 3 goes in the tens place. Okay, look at the digit. Okay, first we're going to, I have you underline it in my video, so go ahead and underline it. I know it's already circled. Okay, and then they tell you to look at the digit to its right. If the digit is less than 5, do not change the circled digit. Okay, replace all the digits after the circled digits with 0. So how they want you to do it is this. This is a 2, it's less than 5. So you're going to keep your tens and just change that to 0 so it's close to 30. Now on the open number line, you can actually see this. So we already have it. We already have the number in a place value chart, so I'm not going to draw that. But I know I'm working in the 30s. The next 10 is 40. Smack dab in the middle will be 35 because we already learned that when you're rounding, when you're working with the tens place, 5 is exactly in the middle between two tens. Okay, so now we just need to decide where 32 is. So I'm going to count 30, 31, 32. It would be in here somewhere. So it is closer to 30. So that is why it is 30. Okay, so let's look at their number line. Can also use a number line. So they did just what I did, only with more numbers. So 30 is the tens that comes before 32. 40 is the tens that comes after. You plot 32 on the line and you can see that it is close to 30. So 32 is closer to 30 than 40. Either method you use, the answer is the same. Cassandra has about 30 people in front of her. Okay, let's go to the next page. Sonia sent 165 text messages on her family's cell phone. About how many messages did Sonia send? Use a place value chart to round 165 to the nearest 10. Remember, we're still working in the tens place, so we're going to underline the tens. Okay, now they say look to the digit to its right. That is a 5. So since it is a 5, you need to increase your tens digit by 1. So this becomes a 7, this becomes a 0. Okay? So let me show you how that works on our open number line. Again, you make your 3 tick marks. underline the first one and the last one because they're potential answers. Okay, I'm going to ignore the hundreds for now. I know I'm in the 60s, so I'm going to put 60 here. I'm going to put my 100 back on there because I do need it for my answer. Okay, then if I cover up the 100, I see that 60 is there. 10 more is 70. And I need the 100 in front of it, so I put it back. And in between 60 and 70 is 65. And I put the 100 back in front of it. So 165 is smack dab in the middle. And so then I look at this and I say, oh, look, it's exactly 165. And we know from our mathematician rule that we automatically round up to 170. And there's our answer. So Sonia sent about 170 text messages. You may use whichever system is easiest for you, but I do want you to practice my way as well as their way. Okay, so number one, we're going to round 58 to the tens place. I want you to show your work, show your open number line, because I'm going to do that with you, even if you have to draw over the little girl's face. We're sorry, little girl with the missing tooth, but we might have to write on you. Okay, so go ahead and do number one, pause your video, and then come back and see what the answer is. Okay, so 58, we have 5 in the tens place. So we're going to draw an open number line. I'm going to draw mine up here. Doesn't matter where you drew yours. I'm going to put my 3 tick marks. They're a little close together. Underline the first one, underline under the second, or draw a line under the second one. And I'm in the 50s because that's what I've underlined. 10 more is 60. Smack dab in the middle is 55. I'm going to circle that, because it's not a possible answer, it's just the middle. Then I'm going to look 58. I think 8 is more than 5, so let's count. 55, 56, 57, 58. So 58 would be between 55 and 60, which means that 58 rounds to 60. Okay, do the same thing with number 2. Pause your video. Okay, so we have 8 in the tens place, 5 in the hundreds, or the 5 in the ones place, so 85. I'm going to underline the 8. I'm going to draw my open number line, drawing on the little girl like I promised before. Okay, 3 tick marks. Put a line under the first tick mark and the last tick mark. I'm in the 80s, great decade. And 10 more than 80 is 90. Smack dab in the middle is 85. So I look at my number, oh, there's 85. It's exactly in the middle, which tells me I'm going to automatically round up to 90. Okay, do number 3 and then pause your video. Pause your video, do number 3, and then turn it back on to see the answer. Okay, I have 7 in the tens place. I'm going to draw my open number line. 3 tick marks. Okay, and underline the first tick mark, or put a line under the first tick mark, put a line under the last tick mark. I'm in the 70s, 10 more is 80. Smack dab in the middle is 75, and circle it. I keep forgetting to circle my middle number. Okay, and so I'm going to find 72 on this number line, 70, 71, 72. It is right here. So it is closest to 70, so the answer is 70. Okay, let's go look at the independent practice. So you're going to round all of these to the nearest 10. Even if there's a hundreds place, I need to see the hundreds place in your answer, but the hundreds place is not going to change. All that might change is the tens place, depending on how it rounds. And you will, every number will end with 0 because you've rounded it off. So your ones will all have to be 0. Your hundreds will stay the same, but then that tens digit might change depending on whether you round up or not. Okay, so do all of those. If you please use scratch paper to figure them out if you need to. I recommend it, especially until you guys get good at it. Eventually, you'll be able to just look at it and be, oh, I know what this is. But you may not be there yet, so use your scratch paper. Okay. Now, for 20 and 21, you have to round every number. it says round each number to the nearest 10. So you're going to do that first. So in every box, you're going to write the rounded number. Okay, so that's direction number 1. Number 2, you're going to circle the row or column in which 3 rounded numbers are the same. So I haven't done any of these yet, but let's say you have 3 in a row, either going across or down, that I'll say 90. That's your tic-tac-toe. Okay, so you're looking for tic-tac-toe. Okay, that's step number 2. Look for your tic-tac-toe, circle that row. It will not be a diagonal. It says either the row or the column. And you remember that from arrays, rows go across, columns go down. Okay, finally, on the last one, you're going to round each one to the nearest 10. You're going to draw a line from the number on the left to the orange dot that has the answer. Okay, so that is what you're going to do today. That is how we round to the tens.